G'day comrade subscribers. We're going to have a look at this machine today. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have done that actually. It's a bit of an old machine, but we're going to have to, if we zoom out, now we can kind of see it. So it's an Amstrad ACL-386SX120 color laptop, a color LCD laptop computer, and it is a beast. So you can see, get an idea for the design there. Oh, 8 kilos, or just over 8 kilos it weighs. So we've got the back there. So we'll go through, I might as well go through the ports while we're here. We'll have a look at it, open it up. Oh, so, yeah. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to become a laptops and blah, 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 but it's just because Amstrad. I grew up with Amstrad, so anything Amstrad I'm quite interested in. And guy I know, Steve. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's I'll have to have a look at that. Steve down in Sydney, or I should probably say, at the base of the Blue Mountains. I've known him for probably over a decade now. I went out and I bought an 8085 processor trainer off him, and then saw his Aladdin's Cave of HP equipment. So I think he was calibration. He did a lot of calibration. So he had HP Series 80. So that's where I got into the HP Series 80 stuff. And yeah, so yeah, still in touch with him. And he said, oh, he came across one of these, would I like it? I said, oh yeah, definitely. So he very kindly sent it up to me for completely free of charge. So I really do appreciate it. Of course, it arrived this morning when my wife was taking the kids to school. So even saying, oh, it was free, didn't help. She wasn't impressed. But she had a look at it this afternoon. She said, oh yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. So that there, that hinge there is a little bit of a problem. I don't know if we can, I'm just trying to get it all in the screen. So there's the screen, there's the keyboard. So yeah, so it's an Amstrad 80386SX at 20 megahertz. What else? So 120 means it's got a 120 megabyte hard drive built in, which is apparently removable. So you can actually remove it to replace it, which is interesting. It's got a trackpad built in. What else can we see? Color LCD there. And then as we had a look on the sides, so we've got a 3.5-inch floppy drive here. As you can see, the floppy drive is actually built into the face here is actually built into the side of it. That gives a bit more light. We've got quite a solid handle here, so considering it's 8 kilos, it is actually pretty good. Look on this side, we've got our keyboard, 5-pin DIN for the keyboard, and then I think it was a 36-way Centronics for an external floppy drive. So you can connect a 5.25 or 3.5-inch floppy drive externally. Oh. So I think it was made in Japan, 1991, came out. Let's see, it does have a battery inside, hard disk drive type 40. Okay, expansion card, DC output, plus minus 5 volts, plus minus 12 volts. Okay, I guess that's pretty standard. If we have a look on here, so this is the expansion slot here. I guess, expansion slot, and I think this must be where the hard drive is perhaps. We'll have a look at that. 12 volts in DC, that's so with a car charger, so you can charge it while you're in the car. As you can see here also we've got we've got AC in, and we have a DE15 for VGA output, and we've got a DB25 and a DE9, so parallel and serial. So yeah, pretty cool. Unfortunately it didn't seem to boot. So we'll have another look at it. Hopefully it's just something loose. But there is a crack. just open it up again. So as you can see here, this bit here is loose. I'll go down and have a look at it. So that there is loose and is actually broken off a bit there. So I do have it because it fell out. So hopefully I can just glue that back together. But yeah, we'll plug it in, try it out. Like I said, it came with DOS 5 and Windows 3.0. So DOS 5.0 and Windows Jesus 3.0. And yeah, it's got NICADs inside as well, which is probably half the weight. Option for a 387 coprocessor, maths coprocessor, 4 megabytes on board of RAM, expandable up to 20 megabytes. It's got 4 SIM slots, so apparently you can put in another 4 megabyte SIMs, so an extra 16 megabytes, which is interesting because it's an SX. Apparently it's only got a 24-bit address bus, which means it can only address 16 megabytes. But the manual definitely does say, I didn't imagine it. So this is on the manual here. Definitely can add in 4 megabytes to give it maximum of 20 megabytes. And then it goes on here to explain how you need to use the setup program to configure the RAM. And so if your PC has more than 16 that is 20 megabytes, and if your application is required, so you've got this extended versus expanded memory as well. But anyway, nothing we need to worry about at the moment if it's not working. What else to say? But yeah, I like cool. I like it. So I'm hoping to get Ancient Art of War running on it because I think there was a VGA version. But yeah, so yeah, 386SX. What's the difference with the DX? So a lot of people get confused apparently, thinking, the 386DX has got the coprocessor. That's the 486s. The 386SX. So the SX stands for I think single word external. So it's got a 16-bit data bus, whereas the DX is a double word external. So it's got a 32-bit data bus. So they're both 32-bit internally, but having just a 16-bit data bus does give a bit of a bottleneck, I guess, compared to the 386DX. So yeah. Anyway, let's I'll try powering it on. I'll just use the just in case something has jiggled back into place again. So when I tried it earlier, the fan did power on, but that was about it. None of these lights, none of these indicators lit up. So we've got a whole bunch of, I guess hard drive, floppy drive, quick, trickle, and then power. And then we've got num lock, caps lock, scroll lock, and is that a reset? Is that an actual reset button? Oh, that's an actual reset button there. Okay, fair enough. Right, let's turn that on there. So the fan's gone on, but as you can see, nothing else. So there's no beep, nothing on the screen. None of these indicators, including the power LEDs, come on. So hopefully maybe there's just the power harness has come off. But I do need to open it up to fix that as well. Alright, let's power that off. So according to the instructions, it looks pretty easy. Where is it? It does actually say that I think you just turn it over. Don't worry, I'm going to scan this in. Okay, yeah, so underside of the keyboard, a couple of screws, and then the keyboard comes off, and then you've got access to the 387 socket, the RAM socket. So I'll be interested to see if there is anything extra in there. I'm not expecting there to be, but yeah. All right, interesting so far. Let's open it up. Okay, those screws are undone. So okay. Oh, yep, keyboard's already come up. Okay, good old membrane. Oh, it looks like there is actually some extra RAM in there. Oh, wow, bonus. Bonus. Okay, so that's the keyboard out. Oh, it's got a 387 as well. Excellent. Oh, wow. What a bonus, Steve. Thank you very much. Awesome. So I don't know what the RAM is. Normally, yeah. I think it normally springs open or something, doesn't it? So it's got, I'll have to look that up, eh? HY51174000B, and it's got 2 or maybe 3 of them. Depends whether is it error correcting or something like that. So that's supposed to click down like that, isn't it? That seems loose, so that actually might be broken, unfortunately, by the looks of it. That's why that came up. That's a problem. See, it's not clicking in like these ones here are. So it does look like this connector here is maybe broken. So unfortunately you can't have 3, you have to have 2 or you have to have 4. So if this one here is broken, which it does look to be, it's not clicking in, then I'll have to take that. I think it's those 2 you can keep in, these 2 you take out. Alright, let's just, although that seems to be, well, that seems to be sitting there okay. All right, now, so the power LED wasn't even turning on, so there's power to the board there. I'm afraid I'm going to have to pull it apart more, I think. Especially the monitor here, there's a screw on the side. Let's I want to fix the, yeah, see that's coming off. Okay, that clips in the side there. But this is the bit that had the broken plastic, I think. Or was it? Oh yeah, the plastic. Oh no, where's that gone? Something else. Oh, okay, there's something else has come off it. Alright, hang on. Oh, it's such a... There's a little bit more plastic, I think, has come off. That's a problem. I'll show you. It's that's our 387. That's our RAM. Hopefully that stays. Yeah, I think that's supposed to clip in with the clip on the side. Anyway, so looking at our monitor, you can see that this here is broken. So I could maybe fix that a little bit by putting a washer Maybe I can stick a washer on that will hold. That'll hold this down here. I'm not sure where that broken piece has come. Anyway, so yeah, so LCD's not powering on. And that green power LED isn't turning on either, so looks like I'm going to have to do some more pulling apart. Maybe from the back. I think that's a little bit better now. Just putting that washer on there. Alright, it's coming apart a bit more. So that's the expansion slot board. I've got some long screws, got some short screws I think. I've also got the back off, which is where the hard drive is. So you can see the hard drive in there. I guess it's held in by these two screws there, and then you can just pull it out. So I've undone these two here for the power supply, but I'm not sure. Okay, I think I've got another one there. Another short one. And then does this lift off, or what does it do? All I want to do is check if some cable has come loose. Okay, another little one's come out. Alright, there's your expansion slot. How does this lift up then? Although the whole, I don't think it lifts up. Maybe it comes off the bottom. So that screw's gone. The screw under the rubber feet maybe. Let's have a look quickly. Nope. Not under that one. Maybe I have to do these ones for the hard drive. I don't know. Although I don't think so. I think that's just because that's coming up anyway. There is a screw on the side here. Oops. I think that might be it. Okay, that's another little screw. I think, yeah, that looks like it. I wonder if I should have put the keyboard back in first. Okay, maybe the lid comes off. Although how is the monitor connected? Monitor's connected in. It does have plugs it can unplug. There is a screw there. I think that's the floppy drive, isn't it? Now is that coming up? Alright, there we go. That's coming up now. Okay, obviously there's still going to be cables connected. Oh God. Right, okay, so you've got monitor cable going in there. Alright, so it looks like I can unplug them there. This is getting complicated. Power supplies there. So it looks like maybe disconnecting all of these should get the monitor disconnected. I would say. Very, very. Oh, me and snips. Very carefully cut that. So, alright, that didn't need to come off. That's connected to the hard drive board. Well, it looks like these are the screen. It's okay, there's that one there as well. Just trying to get the hard drive connector out of the way. There we go. So there's that. Ground wire. Sorry, probably maybe zoom out a bit. There we go. There we go. Okay, just put that back in place. Right, so that's loose, that's loose. Okay, something here, connector 3, the power supply. Power supply goes over there as well. Connector 2. Now is that, alright, that's everything. That's the top half now free. So those are the indicators there. They were the ones not showing up, which I think power supply here. Alright. Put this somewhere safely out of the way. Right. What that is. So, the power supply. Am I going to have to pull that out now, am I? So I don't even think I heard the hard drive spinning up. I wonder if that's the original hard drive. Can't really tell. It's a Connor. Can't really tell what type though. Anyway. Right. So we need to look at the power supply because the fan was going on. So the fan's in the power supply, but there was nothing else at all. The problem with the PC power supplies is sometimes they need like to have a load before they actually turn on. Do you want to look at the board or not? Because Santos SP, he's got some quite good photos. So we've got floppy drive, got the hard drive, 26 pin for the floppy drive, of course, being Amstrad. Yeah, that RAM chip there isn't too... I have to see if I can buy a replacement SIM. I can desolder that SIM socket, put a new one in, if the machine works. So let's have a look. Plug the power in. Okay. Okay, now it's plugged in. Turn the multimeter on. Can't see anything obvious in there. I guess I should remove the top case? Let's see if we can get a bit better visibility. Okay, there we go. Nothing obviously is blown. Let's have a look. There is a fuse in there. Guess we should check the continuity of the fuse. Just to be sure. Alright. Continuity. Yep, fuses are alright. But yeah, all the capacitors look okay. Can't see anything obvious leaking or any other damage. So let's go DC voltage. Okay, power on. So the fan's running. Although, it sounds a bit intermittent. $1 volt there. That's 18 volts. Negative 18 volts. So I guess that must be ground. That's 1.2 volts. Okay. The fan doesn't sound too healthy either. So maybe there is some issue, maybe a transistor or something. Don't see any voltage on these. Connector 3. There's no voltage on. Alright, so having a look, so that white connector 2, there was 1.2 volts on the right, 18 volts on the middle, and then I think the left hand is ground. And then that connector 3, that brown one, there was basically nothing. And we've got another connector there, which I guess is maybe taking voltages elsewhere. Connector 1. I don't know if you can hear this fan. Alright, so running now, okay. Oh, okay, it's just a little, it just sounds like it's stopping every now and again. Alright, let's check this connector 3. Oh man, I hate power supplies. Especially these modern ones. I like the Soviet ones. Nice and simple. Power comes in, we rectify it, we regulate it, we get 5 volts for our spectrum. I don't know, I can't get, so there is voltage out here on this connector, on this connector 2. So like I said, there was like 1.2 volts, 18 volts, and then ground. Connector 3, there was nothing. And connector 1, there was nothing as well, pretty much. There was nothing. So with the fan, okay, it says DC 12 volts. When it was running, it sounded like it was kind of intermittent. I'm getting all this gunk on my hands now. There's 2 fuses in there, and they both got continuity. There is a black capacitor in there, Okaya. You can see it. I've checked the continuity. It isn't shorted or anything like that. Like I said, the capacitors all look okay. Obviously there's a bunch of transistors. There is a relay here as well. There's a relay. I didn't hear any clicking or anything. So we've got some more capacitors there. They all kind of look okay. So I don't know where the fuck to start with this thing. So it's a Rubycon RPS-1205. I doubt it I can buy a new one. But yeah, so everything looks fine. I can't see anything obviously wrong with it. And so measured voltages, but you know, without a schematic telling you what voltages are supposed to be where. God, my hands are getting worse. I'm not clever enough. I know clever to figure this out. You know, I can randomly poke around, but knowing my luck, I'll probably short something. So maybe a little bit of an impasse. It looks like I really want to boot it up now and play Ancient Art of War and VGA. Yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a think about it. Okay, that looks like rectifier diode here, by the looks of it. That looks like a rectifier diode. Okay. I know something, maybe. But, yeah. I'll have a look. Maybe there's a... Although I don't know if there is a schematic for this power supply. I will have a look after I've done this video. Well, that's an introduction at least, anyway. And there's supposed to be batteries. Where are the batteries? There's no space for the batteries. I didn't see any. We'll have a look. Yeah, I just realised they're in the top half. They're in that thing there. That's the battery compartment. Oh, okay. So that 18 volts was purely for the batteries, I guess, charging it. That was that connector, that one there. So that's the battery charger. 18 volts and 1.2 volts, but so that doesn't really help me. It's everything else that's not outputting any voltage at all. That's the problem. Although the fan is running. The fan is running. So the fan plugs into there. So I could check that at least. I'll have another quick look at it. The other thought is there is 12 volt input there. Although that goes off to the top here. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe if I try 12 volts, that might bypass whatever issue is on the power supply. Maybe, baby. I might maybe take this out so I don't have to worry about that. How much of this can I plug back in? Oh no, okay, so okay. That explains what was okay, so that, alright. So that's the 12 volts in there. That's why I wasn't getting any voltage on there, because that's 12 volts in. So all the voltage should be coming out of that, and I was checking that. I think it was like somewhere in the middle was ground, but I wasn't getting any voltage at all. I might get this. I might get this 12 volt out, and then we'll try it again. All right, let's give that a go. I hope you're keeping track for me where all these different screws go. So many different bloody types, of course. Right, so I've got the 12 volt input off. So that connects there to the power supply. And I really want to take these batteries out. The batteries are probably dead. They weigh a bloody ton. The problem is, because it's an Amstrad, I guess maybe I'll assume others have done it as well. The batteries are actually required, I would say, for the... Oh, there we go. Oh, Jesus. There we go. There we go, man. That's where all your fucking weight is. X-Cux Colmer Nelia V's. So, 10 cells, I guess. Are they 10 cells or are they 5 long cells? Can't tell. Alright, so that's okay. So that, like I said, that was the charger on the power supply. So I've taken that off. Let's put these screws back in where they came from. Well, that's a pretty beefy spring for the screen. I want to be careful because this is all plastic. I don't want to break any of it. Okay. Oh, that's so much lighter now. Right, so this is the power supply again. So, as we've established, battery charging, DC in, and then all of our outputs. Let me hook it back up, and we'll try it. We'll try it without 12 volts, and then we'll see with 12 volts if that makes any difference, and then we'll have a think about it. Okay, power on at the switch, power on there. Yeah, the fan's intermittent. So I know that's ground. .5 volts, 1.1 volts. Oh, nothing. That could have been ground actually. Millivolts. .1 volt. Actually, I might turn it over, it might be easier. Alright, let's try that again. I think this might be easier. I'm not as likely to short something. 1.1 volts, that'll be 1.1 as well. These are connected together, that's 1.2 volts. That's millivolts, 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 millivolts. 1. Well, that could be AC even maybe. 1.5, 1.2 volts. Nothing really. So, and the fan is over here in the corner. Other way around. Is it, or is it AC? Maybe it's AC, that's why. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Alright, let's try 12 volts in, shall we? Alright, Got 12 volts on, 130 milliamps, 1.56 watts. Let's see if that makes any difference with our voltages. No, 1 volt, 1 volt. No, millivolts, millivolts. No, no difference. Half a volt, 1 volt. Right, no, that makes no difference, just putting the 12 volts in. Okay, let's power that off. Right. Yeah, okay. Or if I knew what the pinout was, I could maybe I could just get a replacement power supply like a Meanwell that did plus minus 12, plus minus 5. Form factor, I could probably figure it out. I could probably work something out. Yeah, all right. Sorry, didn't make much progress. I'm not very good with power supply, so I'll have to do some research into this. But it's an interesting machine, so we'll definitely get it working. Don't you worry. Of course, if you guys have got any ideas, more than happy to hear them. So I'll probably poke around a bit more. But so I really need a schematic to give me any sort of idea, because there's a couple of transformers on there, obviously. Knowing what voltage is supposed to be where. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for sticking around. Bye for now.